Welcome back. With us now is junior Brandon Williams and sophomore Jack Burchett. Guys, thanks so much for coming in.
Oh, no problem.
Thanks for having us.
Brandon, let's start with you. Obviously a tough loss you guys suffered at the hands of the Wheaton Thunder. You guys were right in that game at the end, too. What do you think happened down that stretch that Wheaton was able to come back and tie it and send it to overtime?
We just didn't get stops. That's basically what it came down to it. We was up 8 points, 2 minutes to go, and we sent them to the line a lot, so they got the clock stopped when was able to score at the clock stop, so that was always bad, and we didn't execute like we should have down the stretch.
Did it hurt a little bit more because it's your second conference loss in a row, third one this year, and you guys have, especially you're new to this team, you guys have yet to suffer back-to-back losses, and now you guys are looking to bounce back from that.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. I think it was a good thing, kind of, because it got the team ready to go back to working hard, get back to working hard. So it was a bad thing, but it can be a good thing also.
Jack, it really seemed that Wheaton's shooting was what got them back in. The bigs for the Cardinals did a good job down low, sort of controlling the paint, but once the Thunder got going on the outside, it seemed like they were really hard to stop.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it all week. Coaches were preaching all week long that, you know, they're a perimeter-oriented team. I mean, every single kid on the roster, except for, I think, 50, the big kid inside, I mean, every single one of them was a three-point shooter. Mm-hmm. So we knew that going in, and unfortunately, we didn't do a good enough job throughout the game, and especially down the stretch, shutting them down outside.
Yeah, Haynes was really their only big threat. How do you, as a big man, when a team, you know, usually runs 3-4 guard systems, how do you guys like to try and control the tempo of the game as big men inside?
Well, I mean, one thing is we should definitely be out rebounding teams, which I believe we didn't do, and that's just not working hard enough on our end of the floor and things of that nature. But you know, it was Landon and Charlie who were really guarding Haynes inside, and I think they both did a good job on him. And you know, me and Aaron were kind of switching off, guarding a few more of the perimeter players. But we're going to have to work harder on the glass with teams like that. There's no excuses that we should definitely be out rebounding teams when they only got one big presence on the inside.
And being a person who's been on this team for a couple of years now, how do you think the team is going to try and stay focused and bounce back, hopefully?
Well, like Brandon was saying, I mean, obviously, you know, you hate to lose, period, let alone 2 in a row, especially with a team like this. But, you know, we got to turn it into something positive. We got to start working a lot harder, get back to what we were doing at the start of the year. And, you know, we're dealing with a little bit of adversity, and we got to overcome it, and that's what good teams do.
Well, hopefully you guys can overcome that adversity, and good things will happen. The Cardinals are coming off the team's first conference losing streak in 3 years, and we see how the team looks to rebound in this week's What's the Word?
This is a tough place to play, and you know, when you come in here, you need to do all the little things. And unfortunately, we didn't rebound there at the end. So, you know, they got an extra basket. I fouled out, and you know, I wasn't I wasn't able to help the team, unfortunately.
I don't know. I think our team's better when we're underdogs and stuff. I mean, I'm not worried about bouncing back. Just hard work, you know, right mentality should get us right back on pace.
This is something new for us. You know, we have coming off these losses right here. And, you know, we just got to regroup as a team, you know, get ourselves together on our composure, and then come back on Wednesday and win the game.
No, we just need to regain our focus and get to what's got us good, and that's defense and rebounding. You know, we've always been a hard-working team, and in our 3 losses, we've kind of gone out there nonchalantly, and you know, I thought we were better than other teams, and they proved they can beat us. You know, credit to Wheaton and all those other guys.
Brandon, we touched on the rebounds in the game. The Thunder were able to out-rebound you guys, but I thought a stat that really jumped out at me was the Cardinals' free throw shooting has really not been up to par this year. You guys were only .500 in that game against the Thunder, and really, when you look at a game that goes in overtime, all you need is one more of those free throws. How's the team feeling right now about their performance from the charity stripe?
Yeah, definitely. You know, we lost by 2 points, so you know we went 9 for 18, I think. So we make 75% of those free throws, we win. Mm-hmm. So we know that was a big part of the loss. So we just been in shooting free throws more often. Like myself, I've been shooting free throws more. Just trying to concentrate, get the focus back. Yeah.
And for you as a point guard, what was your focus coming into the season? Because obviously you had some big shoes to fill this your first year with the team. And you got some shooters on your hands in Derek Reardon. You got guys down low like Landon and Jack. What was your focus as a point guard? Was it to distribute or try and be a playmaker out there?
Yeah, definitely. You know, with all the weapons we had, I came in wanting to, you know, get them open shots, distribute, get them free, and try to make their shots come a little easier. So that was my biggest goal for the team.
And it seems like you've been sharing time recently with Pat Rourke. How's that sort of working with your style and his style, giving teams different looks during the game?
I think it's real good to have two different type of players at that position. Just so we can change it up. If a team's playing a certain way, he might fit better in a situation, and I might fit better in a situation. So I think it's always good to have two different type of players at a position.
And Jack, you're in a position where there's not as much depth where you guys down low. You got a couple big guys in you, Landon, Charlie, but you guys sort of seem to have some sort of rotation where it's very rare to sometimes see you and Landon on the floor at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, really it's just whoever's not in foul trouble and whoever has it going that night. Usually you like to get Landon going early, and then me or Charlie or whoever comes in, give him a little break and do what we can out there, try to contribute and hopefully get Landon back in there. I mean, Landon's our preseason All-American. He's the guy we got to get having the ball down low. So when me and Charlie come in there, we just look to do what we can to help out the team, work hard defensively, run the floor, put pressure on the other team, and then, I don't know, that's about it, try to rebound.
Yeah, and it seems like you guys have really accepted your roles as guys coming off the bench, because really that can be just as important as starters, because it doesn't matter who's on the floor to start the game. It matters who's there when the game gets won.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's one of our strengths all year, and until recent games, was that we had good guys coming off the bench, getting in there, working hard, and making things happen. And we're going to have to continue to get back to that and do that if we want to finish out the year the way, reach all our goals that we got in mind.
And it was obviously difficult. The starting lineup was in disarray for some time there. Brandon, you were out with the flu. Mm-hmm. You had Aaron with the knee, Derek with the shoulder. What is it like to finally get that core group of guys back on the court, playing together mid-season? Hopefully you guys can find your stride.
It feels real good if we have all the players back, so we be at our full potential, especially down the stretch like now. So it feels good.
And how important is it to have those guys before you guys hopefully start a playoff run, a CCIW run? Because this team's obviously got big goals after what happened last year and the start of the season. Yeah,
definitely. I think it helps get the team chemistry back, having them come back now, so we can get all the glitches out, so we don't have stuff like what happened last week happen.
Right.
Get it out the way now and then later.
Always better to get those out the way and then hit your stride late in the season. And Jack, I know you guys hope to hit your stride. You weren't on the team last year. Did it make you a little bit more hungry as a player that you want to get back to the NCAA tournament and prove that this team can go even further?
Absolutely. I mean, I missed it more than anything last year. You don't realize how much you're going to miss something like that until you don't have it anymore. I've never been more excited to come back and play, especially with this group of men. And we got to take it one game at a time, but we got a lot of big goals ahead of us, and we start working hard enough. Hopefully we can reach those, starting with taking down Carthage tomorrow night at home.
Well, best of luck against Carthage and Elmhurst this weekend, guys, and hopefully you hit those goals at the end of the year. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Coming up next, we'll check in with North Cenrtal College Sports Information Director Clark Tusher and see what's going on with other Cardinal sports in action. Don't go away.